For more than a century, DAV has been woven into the fabric of the United States. A national organization, driven by what happens locally. A legacy of service, built by each of you.
The greatest strengths of this organization aren't in our policies and our platforms. The greatest strength of this organization is in you, our members. Our core and our backbone is our chapters. That spirit's in our vans. Our strength is in our personal relationships we build with veterans who need someone to believe in them again.
Belief, a conviction that forms the foundation of our legacy and what drives us forward. This impressive space is the Emory Theater in Cincinnati. It opened in 1912 and has hosted some of the most recognizable names in modern history. Betty Davis, John Philip Sousa, Eleanor Roosevelt, Martin Luther King Jr. But then, the theater became neglected. Cast aside, it fell into disrepair and was nearly forgotten. It was belief that brought it back. Another local century-old institution saw there was still life in these walls. In 2023, the Children's Theater of Cincinnati bought the space. They honored the legacy of the Emory Theater's past, restoring the beautiful architecture, preserving the perfect acoustics, and reclaiming it as a space for all to enjoy, while ushering it into the 21st century. There are many parallels in the origin stories of this theater and DAV. We, too, believe that just because something is broken doesn't mean it can't be fixed. That nearly forgotten doesn't mean there's no longer a life worth living. We've been rooted in that conviction since our founding, and over our history, we've adapted to the changing times to best serve and restore veterans. There's something else in common with DAV and the Children's Theater, and that's this space. The Emory Theater was built as part of the Ohio Mechanics Institute. After World War I, many disabled veterans received vocational training at OMI, finding fellowship and new purpose along the way. Those same veterans are who our founder, Robert S. Marks, shared a Christmas Eve dinner with in 1919. The idea that became DAV came from that meeting. They wanted an organization that believed veterans must never be neglected or forgotten, that after illness or injury, restoration and a new life are possible. Each member of DAV and its auxiliary is a testament to this belief. Your work and support of veterans has added to the legacy that began here. This past year, you took Commander Nee's call to be visible in our hometowns to heart. Our neighbors saw us mending fences, breaking bread, and simply showing up for veterans during our third annual DAV Community Impact Day in April. More than 2,000 of you pledged an hour of time to serve veterans. Throughout the year, our volunteers drove millions of miles for the DAV Transportation Network. They logged hundreds of thousands of hours in VA medical facilities. And many of you met with veterans at our chapter and auxiliary unit spaces, helping process their claims for benefits and listening to them share their stories. We had people take to the streets, running, rolling, and riding at our DAV 5K live and virtual events. Funds raised here helped fuel our programs and services, including supporting the backbone of our organization, our National Service Officers and Transition Service Officers. In 2025, these benefits advocates took more than 3 million actions to advocate for veterans and their families. In October, we held our annual Homeless Veterans Stand Down at National Headquarters with DAV volunteers, corporate sponsors, and our local VA partners.
You see people that you don't know that's willing to help you, and that's what America's about.
We supported thousands of caregivers and veterans who provide care to a loved one through DAV Caregivers Support. This program allows them to access no-cost concierge services to help them thrive in their caregiving role. Our employment program's virtual and in-person job fairs connected hundreds of companies with thousands of military service members, veterans, and their spouses. So many people in a career transition witness the plethora of opportunities available with companies that desire what these job seekers offer.
Here we go.
For those veterans with an entrepreneurial spirit, DAV Patriot Bootcamp proved to several cohorts to be the catalyst they've been seeking to grow their businesses.
They've been super helpful, both the mentors and participants, in just expanding opportunities, things that I didn't see.
DAV remained invested in the therapeutic benefits of adaptive sports and recreation. In September, we once again co-presented the National Disabled Veterans Golf Clinic in Iowa with the VA. And in April, we worked with them again to bring the National Disabled Veterans Winter Sports Clinic to Snowmass, Colorado, a clinic that celebrated its 40th anniversary this year.
Good recovery.
And just before the Super Bowl in February, we hosted the DAV Bowl, along with former Oakland Raider Robert Gallery and his foundation, Athletes for Care. Ill and injured veterans teamed up against former NFL players and football influencers for a friendly, yet extremely competitive game of football. The event allowed all the athletes to rediscover purpose, resilience, and camaraderie.
No matter what, it's just friends that you didn't know you had showing up today and really being here.
Through each of you, DAV made its way to the chambers of our state and federal governments. When we put out a call for action, you answered. Using our Commanders Action Network, you let lawmakers know your position concerning policy that affects ill and injured veterans. You also took the time to meet face-to-face with members of Congress, discussing the causes and issues that matter most to all of us.
The VA stands at a crossroads. Let us choose preservation. Let us choose reform. And above all, let us choose to keep the promise to those who have always kept faith with us.
And you supported our commander as he presented DAV's legislative priorities during his congressional testimony at our midwinter conference. His message to Congress: our nation must preserve its promise to veterans while innovating, modernizing, and evolving the care it provides. We also hold ourselves accountable to keeping the promise while seeking ways to innovate and evolve to best help veterans.
I want to take a moment to shout out an organization that's all about supporting our brothers and sisters in uniform, the disabled American veterans.
We see this through our partnership with Regiment, the nation's largest military veteran gaming community. We're connecting with veterans where they are by combining DAV's long-standing history of advocacy and benefits assistance with Regiment's work fostering mental health and social connection through gaming.
That's where DAV can help fill the gap.
And in the quest to find healing for all veterans, we're exploring the landscape of the mind, becoming a leading voice advocating for research on psychedelic-assisted therapy. It's a rapidly changing environment, but we're encouraged by the results we're hearing from veterans who have gone through this type of therapy.
Get this idea of a party drug out and realize, hey, no, this is something that is going to save lives. That's when it's going to change everything. Veterans are going to lead the way in mental health. I honestly believe it.
As DAV explores what's next in healing and recovery for veterans, our core mission remains unchanged, as it has for more than a century. We will stand beside those who served. Belief forms the foundation of that legacy, and it fuels us to strive for more. However, in every moment and success DAV has been part of this year, what builds upon that legacy, what actually drives us forward, is something much greater. You. You're the ones who hold on to the belief that our nation's ill and injured veterans should never be cast aside or forgotten. You do whatever it takes to make them whole again. And you're the ones carrying DAV into the future.